You guys wanted some guidance. I've been recruited by Spirit happily, willingly, and it's going to be a pick a deck reading. So whichever deck is calling to you, flex your intuition muscle, figure out which one is for you. If you pick this deck, this reading's for you. And my ear just popped and unplugged right as I did that. Interesting blockages clearing. If you chose the other deck, that reading is already posted. All right, Spirit. Tell me, please, what are you wanting to share? Things are clearing. We have gold. Yay! Yay! Celebration! Celebrate good. Guys, this is good. This is good. After some heavy time of being in the sort of incubator of the mortification of life, being just dying and being reborn, and I feel like you are my group, my collective that has just literally been in the goddamn trenches for the last like 5 years. You're like, will I catch a break? It's here. You're being seen. Tell me more about this gold before I get way too excited, because I know we're skeptical. Yeah. Spirit's like, yeah. They're skeptical. Vinegar coming out. You be careful. And I say this with so much love. It's not a like bad thing, but it really is like, you have a tendency, Spirit's like, tell them what we're saying, which is like, good things are showing up in your life, and it's almost like I'm seeing you like not acknowledge it, or just really like there's a shift. It's like you're oscillating between the perspective of actually really noticing the good and noticing the like, but there's so much bad things, and like, am I worthy of this? Because there's so much like intensities happening like globally, and that's like heavy because you're so intuitive and compassionate, and it's like, am I allowed to have my success, my moment? Have I really earned it? And it's more like this corrosive thought process that's coming up. Oh my god, literally. Mortification and Mercury. Interesting. I just heard a message from the underworld. So this might be a guide. I'm picking up on Hecate, these sort of underworld guides. With Mercury and mortification, I also feel like your voice is changing, and that's been the catalyst of like the corrosion that's needed to happen for you to reach this alchemical gold, like for you to actually move forward. And I feel like you're like communication still feels very tender, and this is bringing in mind that like Mercury is still retrograde and will be retrograde until March 25th. Chaos and the Great Serpent. This definitely feels like Hecate is coming through here, where it's like, it doesn't feel like bad chaos, but this is what's been, benevolent guide. So this message that's coming through is about your voice changing shape and form, and how you communicate and how you share your light with the world is changing, and it's in ways that isn't linear. It doesn't make sense. And I feel like you guys are my cerebral people that are really shifting into understanding magic and mysticism, and you have been, and you've been aware of this sort of power. My messages have been deleting, so I'm just being cautious. Yeah, and that's like hyper, like being cautious, and it's like I gotta like walking on eggshells is what's coming through. And the chaos and the Great Serpent is something that you're deep, like your guides here, these sort of darker, they feel very ancient, these guides. They feel I heard the land before time, but like not in the dinosaur sense, but like way before this space before time space continuum. This is like really, really ancient energy that's actually coming through here, where it's like there is a purpose in chaos, because there's chaos, there's order, there's feminine, there's masculine, and it's like you have been really on the pathway of embracing chaos, of the unexpected. I heard expect the unexpected. Okay, I'm going to show this card for you guys. Take a peek at it. If you feel a call to this card, I have a guided vision journey that this card was like, you need to like, Izzy, guide people into this energy. And just to articulate this I feel like is the terrain you've been in, which is the sap of the moon plant, Succus Lunare, where you have been understanding the psychic undercurrents, the deeper terrains, the darker places. And it's interesting, I'm hearing like water dripping, like from stalactites, like this dripping, and it's like this quiet underground unknown energy. And I heard like, will I ever see the light again? Yes, the time is now. What else do you want me to tell them, Spirit? Yeah, you've been tasked with something. And what's coming to mind, I'm really seeing like an actual like tunnel and underground like cave system, this like dark place in my mind's eye. I'm hearing the water dripping, I'm feeling the muskiness, I'm seeing like, you can't see, but you, it's like I'm hearing like echolocation, like you can feel and like feel space. Oh, this is getting a little quantum. I'm like, whoa. They just showed me like you can feel the subtle realms that are like layered upon this reality, like different spaces and times that are happening simultaneously to this one. And the new pearl at the bottom is like, you got handed something, a grain of sand, and Spirit's like, hey, it's time for you to develop this into a pearl. And you know what I mean when I say that, because I'm talking to the people who have been on the freaking path of like understanding the secrets and the mysteries of this realm of the golden rose represents the secrecy of alchemy, and a lot of people are looking at you and they're like, how are you doing this? How is this working for you? Why is it working for you? What sets you apart from me? And that's where I feel like there's a lot of that external pressure that you're like, even crossing my arms, like I felt like this protection, like you're like, I need to guard my energy to a certain extent, but I heard like, you are protected, we are connected. What is this? What else, Spirit? This is really cool energy. I'm gonna extend a invite. Come join my Discord. I've been looking for some cool people like you guys. We got other cool people like you guys in my Discord, so come join. With sublimation, Dreamwalker. Things are the pathway is going to become clearer now. In my mind's eye, I'm seeing the like this morning it was super foggy, and as the sun came up, as your energy's rising, right, the sun coming up, that sun card, like the fog is burning off, and it's the more you shine your light, the more that you bring your energy out into the world, the more clear the path becomes. And it's like one of those things where it's challenging. It is challenging because you are taking steps forward in an energetic way and guided by intuition, not logic. Not logic. You are following that like instinct that is like deeply within you and moving forward in it. You are moving forward on this pathway. Each step, I heard like each step a doorway. It's you guys are literally going through purification at a level, and it's an exponential level. I feel like Spirit's just having me explain what's been going on with you, because there's not any knowledge or like texts out there to explain this process. Maybe there are. I would love to hear if you've found things that you're like, oh, this is something I read up that feels like it's very similar to this ascension process. But a lot of people are waking up a lot quicker at an exponential rate. But what I'm seeing is like, you need to be aware. Like I'm seeing somebody who's like, when you scuba dive, you don't want to like go up super fast because of the pressure. And that's what's happening, is it's like one, like, you know, moving up slowly to the surface. We have oil of vitriol, darkening, and the red and white rose. And this is ultimately, to wrap up this reading, is you actually starting to use your voice to break free of, it's not even breaking free, it's to invoke insight in the world from the depths, from the void, from the darkness, from these deeper realms that you have the gift of moving through. And it's going to be, it is your great work. It is what you're here to do. And Spirit's like, it's time. And so continue to take those steps forward, whether it's sharing your art, singing, dancing. You might be a creator like me here, so continue the path forward, because as you move forward, people are moving up behind you, in ranks behind you. We have resin and glass, like you're shattering your false illusion and moving forward. I'm going to leave this here. I love you guys. The best way you can support me as a creator, if you feel called after this reading, is subscribing to my newsletter. It's called Letters from the 8th House. It's where I channel the upcoming transits straight to your inbox every Monday. It's totally free. union is coming from this, by the way. Fucking... I cleared my storage. You guys are seeing my freaking reaction. You guys are seeing my reaction. I literally watched it delete. I've cleared my storage. I have space in my phone. Mercury. Okay. Well, we are going to grab these decks. And it's a pick a deck reading. I already know what deck it is because I did the reading, but you don't. So go ahead, pick a deck. Spirit has a message for you, and I'm going to be a little rageful in this one. So go ahead, use your intuition. If you chose this deck, this reading is for you. If you chose this deck, this reading will be uploaded. This is a message from Spirit. I'm going to pause it here just to... Okay, so I already pulled cards. I'm going to be so honest. And I think this did happen because I got the clarity about halfway through of what some of these archetypes were sharing with me. Okay, this is a heavier message. I'm not gonna... It's good. It's good heavy, meaning I'm about to shake some stuff up for you in a way that Spirit's been trying to do for you, but they recruited me to deliver this message. If you guys haven't met me yet, I'm Izzy. I go by 8th House Mercury here for a reason, because I deliver real, raw, honest truth. I'm ruled by Mercury. It's in the 8th house. Here you go. Okay, so the first cards to come out were the Warrior, the Underworld, and the Mountain. And I feel like I'm speaking to divine masculines and divine feminines. Like, it doesn't matter how you identify. I'm going to try to fit the language in to resonate with personal journeys, but it really is this inner union that's happening within yourself, and you've had to confront the part of your inner masculine where your warrior, your inner warrior, has been in the fucking underworld, has been in the trenches, but they're self-imposed. These are self-imposed trenches because there's this story that you're waiting for somebody to save you. You're waiting for your hero. You're waiting for the superhero hero. You're waiting for the Prince Charming, whatever archetype. You're waiting for somebody to come rescue you. And it really is confronting the fact that, like, you've tried to outsource this rescuing outside of you, whether you're the divine feminine outsourcing, like, oh, I need like a masculine to like come and like do this for me. Or if you're the masculine, you're like, damsel in distress, I can like be of service, I can help. But there's been a reawakening to understanding that you've been outsourcing this energy instead of reclaiming it within yourself. And it's led you down this path of realizing, like, there's a part of you that's freaking angry at you because you've continued to pedestalize the people that you've connected with and expected them to be something that they're not, and then you get mad when they don't actually live up to that expectation. But you in turn have been doing that as well. You have been people pleasing. You have been pretending to be somebody that you're not to garner the attention of people and adoration, and like not wanting... People pleasing comes from this energy of like, it's supposed to be kind-hearted and nice, but it is manipulation at the core essence of it, because you are changing who you are to meet the needs of other people. And so then when you start getting drained and start regressing back to who you really are, people are angry because you're not playing the role that you were pretending to play in their life. And so that is just deeply mistrusting, okay? I paused that at 4:04. I was just checking to see if we were still recording. And that's like what's happening is you're literally getting this error code. Like, Spirit's like, you can't continue to do this. And so things have blown up in your face. And so the disappointment, or I did some book divination because the Mountain card came out and we flipped to resentment. And here it talks about resentment in some ways is like a projected target. Instead of trying to show us what we should change, it seems to want to tell us that other people should change. Right? However, other people are under no obligation to live up to our ideas of them. In fact, our only problem is that we have an unrealistic expectation that someone was meant to be exactly as we think they should be, or love us exactly as we imagined they would. I feel like you are getting a reality check in the best way, and I'm giving this reality check to you. in the best way that I can, because ultimately in this process of realizing this disappointment, this resentment, I feel like you resent some of your choices. It's like, it's this mirroring effect that's happening where you have external things that you are upset about, but you're also upset at yourself for betraying yourself ultimately at the end of the day to go towards these connections or these job offers or these creative projects that aren't actually in alignment with you. Now, the beautiful thing though is that you are realizing that you have the sword in hand. You actually know your truth and are actually in the process of discovering that. And sometimes the way that we discover what our truth is by moving through circumstances that are actually in alignment. And so we're like, well, it's not that. So I know that now. I can jot that down. It's not this circumstance. I don't like doing paper mache, whatever the fuck it is. It could be relationship, it could be job, it could be, but you know now. And so what's been happening is you'll know things, but then continue to go after those things again. And then you get mad at yourself because things have stayed the fucking same. Because you continue to go after things you know you shouldn't go after. So this is your core essence of saying, baby girl, you got the sword. Baby boy, you got the sword in hand. You know how to choose. And that choice is to cross the bridge to actually be in your true energy, which is the starborn here. This bridge is where you're presently at. It's the Bardo energy. It is this in-between energy where you're like, this is terrifying because it's a trust fall with yourself. But Spirit is really gifting this energy to you of like, you know who you are. You're that bitch is what I heard. Like, you know who you are. But I'm going to pause. I'm like paranoid now that it's going to delete because I really want you guys to get this message. I asked Spirit about what this bridge is, and the shapeshifter had come out, and that really brought in that people-pleasing thing. I was like, you've learned how to fit yourself in, but you also, guys, it is a gift because you can choose to be who you want to be, but it's doing it from an authentic place where it's like, well, I no longer want to be a people-pleaser. So I'm going to change that. I'm going to really take the steps necessary. Find people that you look up to. Role models are really important here, like looking at blueprints of people that you appreciate, that you think are the shit, and being like, what are they doing in their lives? What do they do day to day that got them to where they're at? And that's kind of this bridge energy, is like finding things to encourage you to cross over, to embrace your true self. We had the mirror and the hunter. Spirit's really saying, it's time for you to look in the mirror. It's time for you to really see yourself and to learn yourself and to understand yourself and nourish yourself. So then you don't go into jobs, connections, family, whatever it is, with this expectation energy, because you know who you are. And when you're settled within your own identity and expression, you don't need to expect anything from anybody because your cup's full on your own. And it really is like this charging into the mirror. You're like, some of these are false illusions that are needing to be shattered. And this also is bringing in this energy, like I said at the beginning, like I feel like you and another person are really mirroring this like movement forward. So you might have friends around you that are moving through similar things, or a counterpart or something like that. And lastly, it's the king. And that's what the energy is about, is you reclaiming your crown, your throne. And it is the masculine expression of royalty. It is like knowing like, oh, I rule over my whole reality and my response to my reality. So it's time for me to take the throne. At the bottom of the deck is the unseen. And Spirit's really just saying like, listen to Izzy. Listen, like I feel like your guides have been really trying to press this forward to initiate you into this pathway, but it's really been frustrating. And I feel like this has granted you the clarity that you needed, whether it was a little harsh. I say it with the utmost love, because you're capable and you're already on the trajectory. Okay, I'm gonna leave this message here. I love you guys so much. If you feel called to work deeper with me, all of my offerings are linked in my bio. I have one spot left for mentorship positions. Please only inquire if you're genuinely like invested in it. And additionally, I have my newsletter, so if anything, the best way you guys can support me as a creator is subscribing there. I send out an email every Monday to your inbox to guide you through the week ahead using astrology, so that would mean the world as an exchange for this reading, but no pressure. I love you guys.